There's a cold front all across the country in South Africa. It's very, very cold. The coldest day of the year was this week in South Africa. So like, share, subscribe, become a part of the community. Thank you to over 100,000 of you guys that are part of the community subscribing. Don't forget to also subscribe on the podcast, The Hustlers Corner. We're now boasting over 250,000 subscribers thanks to you. Okay, let's get into this one. Minister GAYTON MCKENZIE has just gotten into office, and his first week is like, I'm going to publish a list of all the recipients or people that have gotten help from the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, whether it's athletes, it's sports stars, artists, musicians, creatives, and their companies. And they've then since published a list. I've done a video on it. Go check it out. I'll put a link in the description of about 4,000 beneficiaries. Some of them are receiving 10,000. Some of them are receiving 20,000, 50-something thousand, 70-something thousand. And it's a great thing. I didn't know that the department helped over 4,000 people during COVID-19. And they spent over maybe around 100 million, a little bit less, or maybe a little bit more, I don't know. But so many people got help, and people usually keep quiet when they do get the help. But let me tell you guys what has been creating controversy on these social media streets. Sometimes politicians take advantage. Yes, it's a good thing that we hold them accountable, but it's also must come from us to also congratulate them when they do help us, especially those that have received or gotten help. Some people don't receive help because they don't know. I didn't even know Nami were applying to get those COVID relief funds during COVID-19, and people were getting 10,000, 20, 50,000, 70-something thousand. I also see some names of legends there, and I feel legends were receiving little money. I would have rather legends received maybe at least 70-something or 100,000, more than a whole lot of other creatives that we don't even know. And some of them don't even help the country in any way. And some of these legends we know during the apartheid times, they were busy being ambassadors of this country overseas, spreading word about the injustices that were happening in this country during that apartheid regime. So they deserve a little bit more, man. As much as I'm seeing the legends' names there, no. Those are little monies that those people are receiving there. These legends, some of them are old. Then they're 50s, 60s, 70s. Some of them don't have that energy anymore to be on stage and work and earn a living. So I would have expected the legends to have received a little bit more. But anyway, since the Minister of Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, GAYTON MCKENZIE, came out earlier this week and said, I'm going to publish this list. You know, obviously it's been trending, people saying all sorts of different things. And then the department came out with a statement and said, they tweeted this and said, this is a media statement from the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture. We have noted that the public reaction that has followed the recent instruction by Minister GAYTON MCKENZIE for the department to publish names of creatives and athletes who have received money from the department. The Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, the DSAC, has noted the public reaction that followed the recent year. And then let's get into the second paragraph. Subsequently, DSAC has received inquiries from the media about the lack of financial support provided to Makhadzi by national government on her recent trip to the BET Awards in the United States. Makhadzi made the country proud by receiving a BET Award for the Best New International Act. DSAC strongly rejects the assertion that it has not supported Makhadzi over the past 14 months. Makhadzi has been booked by DSAC to perform in several national engagements, receiving as much as over 200,000. The mandate of the DSAC to create local and global platforms and collaborations which empower the country's creative sector. The department commits to continue supporting creatives through various opportunities to take their talents to communities locally and internationally. DSAC therefore rejects the notion of creatives who have received support from the department, inferring that they have not received support to pursue their talents. And I did say this on the other video, that sometimes we complain so much about politicians and governments and these departments, but where they do good, guys, come on. We have to congratulate them. I don't know, over 4,000 names of people got so much help during the COVID-19, and where were those people when the department was getting bashed? And I remember Minister Natim said we're getting bashed by us, creatives, the creative sector, musicians, artists. But I don't even remember one person coming out, and I'm not saying we must defend politicians, but I've never heard anybody say, I've received help, I've received a COVID relief fund, I've received 10,000, I've received 50,000, I've received 100,000. Usually we keep quiet and we only bash. But equally so, which is a good thing to bash them, holding them to account, but we must also congratulate when they're doing a great job. I didn't know that over 4,000 people were helped by the department during the COVID-19. So big up to the Minister, GAYTON McKenzie, following a transparent energy to want to be transparent. I just hope all the other departments can be that transparent about the monies or the amount of monies that they put out there to help out the public, or even the amount of monies or tenders that they give out. Anyway, following up on this statement, with this being said, the EFF came out and said, okay, yes, it's a good thing that you guys are helping out, but how do you then single out Makhadzi and use her as a, okay, let me not misquote the EFF. Let's go straight to the, I see my hero, my coach McG is also trending for having received, I think, 70-something thousand from the department as well. Shout out to my brother for applying. I didn't know. But sometimes when guys receive money, they will not let you know. So it's up to you to do your own research and know when these departments are issuing out money. Okay. The EFF posted from their platform and said the EFF statement on the victimization of Makhadzi by the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, instead of addressing their stance on official supporters, the department chose to deflect by disclosing the amounts of money they paid to Makhadzi for her performances and appearances. This attempt to portray these payments as a form of support is both disingenuous and reprehensible. And let me read the statement. That was a tweet which was attached to the statement. The statement said, EFF statement on the victimization of Makhadzi by the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture. EFF condemns the recent actions taken by the Department of Minister GAYTON McKenzie, which have unjustly victimized the talented and hardworking artist Makhadzi. The situation arose from a promise made by the minister in his eagerness to appease public sentiment, to seize what he termed the wasting of money on official supporters. When the department faced backlash over this promise, questions were raised about their lack of support for Makhadzi's trip to the United States of America to receive her BET Award for Best New International Act, where she represented South Africa with distinction. Instead of addressing their stance on official supporters, the department chose to deflect by disclosing the amounts of money they paid to Makhadzi for her performances and appearances. This attempt to portray these payments as a form of support is both disingenuous and reprehensible. Let us be clear. The payments made to Makhadzi were for professional services rendered, not gratuitous support. To insinuate otherwise is to undermine her achievements and hard work. The Department of Sports, Arts and Culture should focus on addressing the numerous instances of mismanagement and corruption within their purview, particularly by top politicians, rather than targeting a successful black woman who has brought pride to our nation. It is a common knowledge that this department has consistently failed to support artists adequately. During the COVID-19 pandemic, it was the EFF who stepped up to provide the necessary aid to struggling artists when the department fell short. The department has even earned the moniker the Department of Condolences due to its tendency to offer platitudes rather than tangible support. That was the EFF. And after the EFF posted that statement, following up, the DSAC, Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, posted another official media statement. And let me read their media statement, and then I'm going to read Makhadzi's company's media statement as well, and then we close off the video. Quickly, without wasting any time, let's go to the statement issued by the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture on the 10th, which is today. All right. Where is this? Okay, here it is. Oh, this was issued out yesterday on the 9th of July. The Department of Sports, Arts and Culture has noted the public reaction that followed the recent instruction by the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, GAYTON McKenzie, for the department to publish the names of creative and athletes who have received money from the department. Subsequently, DSAC has received inquiries from the media about the lack of financial support provided to Makhadzi by national government on her recent trip to the BET Awards in the United States. Makhadzi made the country proud by receiving a BET Award for Best New International Act. DSAC strongly rejects the assertion that it has not supported Makhadzi over the past 14 months. Makhadzi has been booked by DSAC to perform in several national engagements, receiving as much as 200 and something thousand. The mandate of the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture is to create local and global platforms and collaborations which empower the country's creative sector. The department commits to continuing to supporting creatives through various opportunities to take their talents to communities locally and internationally. DSAC therefore rejects the notion of creatives who have received support from the department, inferring that they have not received any support. Guys, you must say when you receive support. Instead of criticizing, be honest and say that we've received support. Let us say when we've received support. As I've just said, I didn't know that they've helped out over 4,000 people. That's actually a lot of people that they've helped out. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, let's continue now to the statement from Makhadzi Entertainment, her company. And shout out to Makhadzi for making us proud, man. We hosted her on our radio, The Big Breakfast Show on Radio 2000 before she left. And we actually knew she was going to scoop up that award. It was, by the way, it was a voter's choice. So shout out to everyone who voted. Anyway, this statement comes from Makhadzi Entertainment, her company. Clarity on Makhadzi funding from DSAC. Makhadzi wishes to give clarity and correct misleading information provided by National Department of Sports, Arts and Culture in a statement released to the media and the public on Tuesday 9th. She would like to categorically state clear that she has never received or applied for any funding from DSAC in the past 14 months, as stated in the statement. We can confirm that the department contacted Makhadzi to perform for the June 16 event and presidential inauguration, which she did. She rendered a service, and the department paid her for that service. That is not funding, but a payment for a service rendered. The statement from the department is creating a lot of confusion from the heading to the last paragraph and seeks to give an impression that Makhadzi is one of the recipients and is now being published as stated by the Minister GAYTON MCKENZIE. Makhadzi is not a recipient, and the department should release the list and stop diverting attention. In conclusion, Makhadzi would like to thank everyone who has supported her throughout a colorful career, including the Limpopo provincial government, local municipalities, private business, her fans, etc. It has been a long and bumpy road, and the ultimate goal is being realized, and no misleading information or smear campaigns such as the one from National Department of Sports, Arts and Culture aiming at destroying and dampening the spirit of Team Makhadzi will find expression. She remains committed to entertaining her fans and representing the country globally, and looking forward to be welcomed tomorrow by the Limpopo Premier, Dr. Popi Ramathuba, by her or after her BET triumph in America last week. This statement is issued by Makhadzi Entertainment Communications team. What do you guys think? Let's meet in the comment section. But basically my notion is, let's bash government if we have to. Let's hold politicians and the departments if we have to. But on times and on instances where they've helped us, let us also be vocal about them helping us out. I didn't know they've helped out over 4,000 people during the COVID relief period. But also, big up to everybody that received those funds, and big up to everybody who continues to receive help from government. Where they do good, congratulate. Don't only bash the government, politicians, and the departments. Also, you must applaud them when they do good work. What do you think? From the EFF's letter, from the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture's letter, from the Makhadzi Entertainment letter, what is your take? What are your opinions? Let us meet in the comment section. Danko.